Can everyone hear me? Yep. Cool. Welcome to our house journey. Obviously, I'm a little bit alternative already, so we just kind of kept going with the trend here. Any Lord of the Rings fans in the room? Show of hands. Yes, great. So you'll get some of the references here then for the house. So Rohan is from Lord of the Rings. We are horse people. And you'll see some of the symbology in that. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about as an owner, rather than a builder or an architect, was the idea around planning what you're wanting to do. So I was raised in a military household. I was basically raised on the 6 Ps motto. I've dropped a P here so you can figure out which one that was and why. But basically planning is everything. So just encouraging people to think about why they're wanting to do it and what they're wanting to do so that it's sustainable long term. The beginning for us, we've bought 75 acres in Palmer, horses. And one of the things we fell in love with was the views, although it's looking a little bit sad at the moment in the drought, but we love the views and we really wanted to bring as much as we could of nature into the house and kind of create a house that seamlessly worked with the landscape. So back to the planning, some of the things that we found were really helpful for us before we went to the architects and the builders were scrapbooking. We went to Sustainable House Day ourselves. We visited other people's houses, asked lots of questions, got lots of photos together. Once we had a floor plan idea, we took it to our architect, Bowden Dorniak, who's here in the crowd tonight. And he basically improved on that floor plan and added all the sustainable features. So it's 164 square metres. And we actually designed it without a hallway as well, just to try and take out some of the sort of wasted spaces that can occur in houses. We've got double glazed windows. It's a solar passive north-facing house. The Strawbale gives it a much higher insulation rating as well as a high fireproof rating and soundproofing. And we are all electric despite being off-grid, which was not as popular back in 2017 as it is now. So we have done that quite well. So moving into the build phase, we built with House of Bales. My husband Benson took 8 months long service leave and was basically on site 7 days a week. And the builders came in 3 to 4 days a week. And we built with them to lock-up stage and then finished the rest on our own. So it was really important for us to be as involved as possible and kind of just make it our own. And so, yeah. Back to the location. So we've chosen the location for its distance away from surrounding trees, so that gives us a little bit of safety for fire reasons. The views, also we had to work with the landscape for the north-facing aspect there. And of course we had to work in with the soil testing, surveying and all of those sorts of fun things. We then had the earthworks and the slab put down. I'm sorry, it's not a waffle pod. I don't think we could do it, I think is my reason. I'm sticking with that. And the slab went down in December 2020, and we finished the build in 12 months. We moved in December 2021. However, it is an ongoing project. I don't think these things ever end. So the frame construction is the first thing after the slab. So we've actually used a non-timber built frame, a non-treated timber frame. We did get it treated like with an eco-termite resistant thing, but I actually can't remember what it was, so please don't ask. Timber frame, and you can see here in this photo, we've got a timber bottom plate that has gravel in the bottom, which basically stops the moisture from feeding up into the bales, and we've also got the straps tensioned down to that as well. We also didn't use a skip bin at all during our build, which also came into having non-treated wood. So pretty much as we could, we bought what we needed, and anything else we reused where we could, or in the case of the wood, we used for firewood afterwards. So the fun part, the straw bales, we love this part. We used 324 bales in our walls. Basically, the bales get stacked on top of each other. Then they get tensioned down by those straps I was talking about. We then stuff all the gaps with more hay, and then you get the fun job of going down either side of the walls with a wooden mallet and just basically beating them straight. So it's great. Lastly, you will reinforce your corners with chicken wire. So here's some photos you can see of all those different bits and pieces and how messy it was to build with straw. So the render is the final part of the straw bale process and basically gives you an airtight seal. It is a lime-based render and we use 3 coats in total. The first 2 coats are, 15, 20 mil thick. And the final coat is just a colour coat and that's usually 3 to 5 mil thick. So all in all, the total is about 550 mil of wall space once it's finished. For insulation, it's quite a high rating for the straw bale walls. We've tried to match that in the extra insulation in the ceilings as well, so giving us a higher insulation there, and we've also insulated all the internal walls as well. And we used a product called Earthwool, which was made from a recycled glass. So the final touches, we're not quite to lock up here, but we've added some skylights in to let some extra lighting in the summertime, in the wintertime, and some cooling in the summertime. And they're probably one of my favourite features. We've got a stone fireplace, which is a feature in our living room, which was made from stone collected from the property. And some of the other features we incorporated were bamboo flooring. We've used an eco paint called Bio Paint, and a lot of different reclaimed features throughout the house. So this is our kitchen. So we've used hardwood pallet wood for the bench tops. We've dug up some old, I wish I had a little pointer here. We've dug up some old wood from the shearing shed next door, and we've used that to create the flashing around the bench tops. All of the countertops are made by my husband as well, and all the bits and pieces. Whoops, back one. And here's just a few more pictures of bits and pieces. So we've got bamboo flooring, all the internal doors were made from reclaimed materials. We've got bench seats for all the windows, which are mostly reclaimed wood as well. We've used reclaimed decking wood for the deck. We've used reclaimed bricks for the porch and the paving. And most of our sinks are like hand-beaten copper, which we found in antique shops and whatnot. And the best part was moving in. So once we got to the move-in stage, the living features we have are the grey water diversion system. We have a normal septic system, but with the grey water diversion. We've got a heat pump hot water system, and the solar system is only 5.5 kilowatts at the moment, but we have a 15.4 kilowatt battery system. And we try to use as many natural materials in the house and second-hand materials, second-hand furniture as we could. The photo here is the bathroom. We've actually got a sink that my husband found a boulder on the property and carved the sink out of, and I feel like everyone's favourite feature is that. And here are some final photos of the house. So we've got our finished fireplace here with our reclaimed doors, guest bedroom, master bedroom, and the library. Our kitchen, we do have kitchen chairs, I just take them away for photos. Looks better. And of course we've got the truth window here. I think every straw bale house needs a good truth window. And finally, the outside of the house as it currently is. So we've used a nice terracotta colour there to blend in with our natural landscape and the colour of the soil there. And yeah, it's an ongoing project. So thank you very much.